Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sujivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Varjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishwakarmitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Kam Karati
Bhai,
Vachalam
please
Angam
forgive me,
Langa
Mapa, my lords.
Kripadamam
Please forgive me,
Mandeshwarata
Mapa, my lords.
Ramananda Madhava Sri Chaitanyeshwaram Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Mata Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Sarasdevi Gauravan Vicharan Nirvisesh Shunyadi Paschad Dishatarani. Hare Krishna. Again, once again, very honored and grateful to be with you today. I think you're able to see the presentation. So, second day, yesterday we just briefly discussed the fundamentals. What should be our mood when we come to the temple? We saw the strengths, the relationships, the strengths, the weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. Human life is rare. We can go back to Godhead, but alone we cannot make it. So we need a place. We need temple. We need devotees. In Ramayana, when Ayodhya is discussed, the name of the Ayodhya comes. The people are discussed. Dasharad, the ministers, the people. There was not even one person present in Ayodhya who would break the regulative principles. So, chapters and chapters, pages and pages of Ayodhya. Just glory about the glorification of the residents of Ayodhya. But when you come to Lanka, you would see only the glory of the buildings. How wonderful this gold and Suvarna Lanka is. How the different prakaras are. Why? There is no glory about the people. So we cannot, though Bhakti is very individual, and actually Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Instruction, the progress on the path of Bhakti is purely dependent on the attitude of the follower. Go on. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj says, Bhakti is a 6 pies in those days. 3 pies, 3 pies. Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion. Just read and apply, that's it. So Prabhupada writes, the progress, progress in the path of Bhakti is dependent on the attitude of the follower. It is very easy when somebody is listening, very easy to speak for me also. But we have to apply. We don't need to by heart the verses of Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion. We need to understand and apply. So we have come to this second. So the mood is important. If everyone comes to the temple, hey, I can go back to Godhead this lifetime. I can attain the love of Godhead in this lifetime. I can get rid of the impurities. Hare Krishna temple is a hospital. Hare Krishna temples are hospitals. And Hare Krishna temples also, they are hope-giving care centers. They are hope-giving care centers. So we need to emphasize that positive attitude. That's why it's not about the buildings. It is more about the people inside. It is more about the people inside. So people have to protect the buildings. And before I make the point, China Wall. China Wall was built by the king, Chinese king, only to protect themselves from the attack of the neighboring kings. They invested money, time, and energy to build the temple. Build the Chinese wall. But do you know this? After Chinese wall was built, today it is one of the wonders. 3 times China was attacked. 3 times, 3 times enemies stormed into the kingdom. Why? The people who are guarding the Chinese wall, they were bribed. Earlier, they had to climb the mountains. Now, just only one door. Bribe the person. And he will bribe the person and he can directly walk through the gates. So, the very important ingredient, important item of the temple is people, devotees. And they should have a good relationships. Should I continue? So, today, the subtle role of mind, how the mind plays the role in good relationships. And before the problem comes, what will happen? Second thing, the language. How does the language matter? Third thing, bank account, emotional bank account. What is that? Fourth thing, familiarity. These are the 4 things we want to discuss today. But before we discuss that, I want to tell you something interesting. Rupa Goswami, actually, no, the word relation in Latin means carry back. Relation the actual meaning of relation in Latin means carry back. It means give and take. Relation means give and take. You give something, you take something. It depends on relation to relation. It depends on, so like if it's parents, you give something, you take something. If it's friends, you give something, you take something. Colleagues, you give something, you take something. If it is devotees, senior devotees, you give something, you take something. If it is equals, you do in one way. If it is juniors, you do in one way. So there is no perfect formula, but we are trying our best. So in the Vaishnava relations, so that's why we need to know whom to give what. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says our Bhakti is Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So it's very easy to wear kantimala, neck beads, and a tilak. That does not make one, one quote unquote a devotee. Achar and vichar. What are the principles given by Lord Chaitanya? We follow. The mood. What should be our mood? What should be our behavior? These things will decide what type of Vaishnava we are. So today, um, because temple means, like for example, what is that? You go to college, there is a first year, second year, third year, fourth year. There is a, you don't see fourth years interacting with second years. Fourth years interact, I mean, for, day-to-day affairs, no. Fourth years, their curriculum is different. Their, yeah, they're in the last year. Third year is different, second year is different, first year is different. But when you come to a temple, you see all types of people. So today, before we discuss what we should give and what we should take, we need to know whatever people are there. 3 types of bhakti, 3 types of devotees, 6 types of loving exchanges. It's a little theory. Bear with me. Just keep in the mind so that we can discuss the first 4 points. Subtle thing and more. Right? So we'll discuss Rupa Goswami 6 loving exchanges. We can make friendship with anyone of this, with anyone just by following this. What is that? Dadati. Give gifts. Pratigranati, when somebody gives gifts, accept it. Gahyam akyati pruchati. Open up your mind. When you find somebody very reliable, please, I have some problem happening. I have this weakness. How can I overcome? Can you please help me? And you reveal your mind. And guhyam akyati pruchati. How to do arati? How do I improve my chanting? How do I improve my chanting sadhana? So, what is initiation? What should be the qualities of disciple? So inquire. Munkte bojyate cheva. You invite people for prasad in your home. When invited, go for prasad. I want to tell you something interesting. Where is this verse present? And you all say nectar of instruction. But it is present actually in Panchatantra. Where is it present? Panchatantra. Means the Panchatantra is the story of animals. Even animals do this. They give the gifts, they accept the gifts, they share, they reveal their mind, they inquire humbly, in their day-to-day lives, of course. And they give food and accept food. So Rupa Goswami, what he did, he took that verse and he presented, if it is working for animals, it'll work for devotees. Even better. Because they're much refined people, right? So, so can we do all these things? Rupa Goswami gives 6 loving exchanges, but whom to share with what? Very important. That's where the maturity comes. Lord Ramchandra would put his hand around the shoulders of Vibhishan and Sugriva, but they would not put their hands around the shoulders of Ram. Same thing with Hanumanji. Sometimes Lord Ram would put his hands around the shoulders of Hanumanji, but Hanumanji is always like this. Sometimes Guru does that. We don't put our hands around the Guru. So, this 6 loving exchanges. Whom to do with what? Maturity. Just in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni explains to Mother Devahuti, I want everyone to please know this. Bhakti is also in 3 modes, Hare Krishna. You don't need to memorize the verse, just, you don't need, just remember and hear. Abhisandayo himsam dhammam matsaryameva samrambi bhinadrirbhavam mai kuriyat satamasa. Bhakti in mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna is a devotee. Goal of life is Chaitanya Krishna. But he is a separatist. Envious, proud, violent, and angry. Envious, proud, violent, and angry. Wow, these are he's wearing tilak and timala. He has these four qualities. Separatism means my way or highway. He's very envious, very proud, very violent. When people don't listen to him, he's ready to wear the boxing gloves also. That is but he's practicing devotee. He's practicing devotee. Beware. Next one. Bhakti in the mode of passion. He is also a separatist, but a little different. He does bhakti for enjoyment. Dhanandehi, Rupamdehi, Rupavati, Bharyanadehi. My Lord, give me money, give me a beautiful face, give me a beautiful wife, and my name, what is it? My name should go all over the world. I'll do bhakti, but in that process, I should get everything from you. That is bhakti in the mode of passion. He's also separatist. My way or highway. We see them in the temples. Forget about anybody there in their heart. So today universities are not teaching value education. By hook or crook you make money. Ends justify the means. But when people do bhakti with the same attitude, if there is no proper training, we are like that. Unknowingly we exhibit our qualities. It is bhakti, but passionate bhakti. Then, excuse me. What is that, Prabhu chant Prabhu, 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 16 rounds. All I take initiation from my guru also. So agenda behind everything. They are worshipping the deity, but deity should work, Krishna should work for them. What is pure bhakti? Anyabhilashata sunyam. No abhilasha. Jnana karma dhanavratam. Free from jnana and karma. That is Shuddha bhakti. But first and second, first is even worse, tamasa. But tamogun, this is a rajagun. That is it, sattvagun bhakti. When devotee performs bhakti, worships Krishna to become free from past karma. मैंने बहुत गलत किया पहले. I did a lot of wrong things. My Lord, please free from that past karma. But this is also bhakti, but better, no doubt. It's goodness, but it's not pure bhakti. So what is pure bhakti? If you become that today, if you become that, you'll go to the front pages of the Supreme Personality of Godhead today only. I'm talking to myself. Karma nirahayam uddeshya parasminvad darpanam yayet yashtavyam iti va pratak bhava sasatvika. So like in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells about the determination, the speech, food, 3 modes. Likewise, Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni explains. That's why you don't find any better book than Bhagavata. Prema Pumarta Mahan, pure, literature. Srimad Bhagavatam, Paramham Sahita. So, bhakti in mode of goodness, he's not a separatist. But he wants to become free from past karma only. Much better than anything. Maybe inching towards pure devotion. These are the three types of bhakti, right? Because why I'm telling this, Champu, Prabhupada 1970 said this. Kaliga 25% at least mode of goodness, 25% purity, 70% sin, but Prabhupada said hardly 5%. This Prabhupada is telling 1970, but this is 2020 after 50 years. So the point I'm making is we should increase the standard in the temple. Otherwise, everyone is Raja and Tamu. But anyway, the types of devotees. We talked about bhakti. Then let us talk about types of devotees. I'm just, then nectar of instruction. Upadeshamrita. So I'm not, Krishna Diyashigritam Manasadrihita Dikshasti Chet Pranadabircha Bhajanta Visham Susrushya Bhajan Vijna Mananya Manya Nindadi Sunya Pradamipsita Sangalabdha Labhya. So anyway, let us simplify it. Somebody is chanting the holy name. Mentally honor him. Chanting is chanting the holy name. Great. Second initial devotee of obeisances. Pure devotee who doesn't want to criticize anybody. He doesn't want to criticize anybody. He wants to propagate bhakti somehow or other, and saves. He wants to save people the degradation. But he wants them to come back to Godhead. He doesn't want to criticize anybody. Pure devotee, faithfully serve and take guidance from him. Prabhu Goswami says in Nectar of Devotion. Anyway, today I told 6 loving exchanges. And Prabhu Goswami says the pure devotee can have the 6 loving exchanges. And Prabhu Goswami, he introduces us Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari. Kanishta means his faith is weak. Kanishta. Kripopaksha. Madhyama is good. Midway. Chicago midway. Midway means what? Is in between. Goal of life is attain love of God. So Madhyamadhikari, his goal of life is attain love of God. He makes friendship with similar people who are in the process of attaining love of God. When he sees somebody simple and innocent, Krupa, he preaches to them with compassion. When he sees envious people, Apeksha, he ignores them. So Prabhu Goswami says, Madhyamadhikari is a Mahabhagyavan. Great. He has full faith on the holy name, chanting of the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. You may not be able to know, you may not know how to defend, but his faith is unshakable. And very soon he'll become Uttamadhikari. Preacher. So anyway, seniors, sincerities, sincere seniors, advanced devotees, we respect them, take guidance. Equals, we serve. Juniors, we support. So with that, keep in the mind, we are going forward. Good relationships. So our goal is a pure bhakti. Anya vilashita sunyam. Not depending on karma and jnana, but depending on bhakti, but only desire to please Krishna. That's it. So today I want to introduce you something interesting. What is the subtle role of mind? Sirs and ma'ams, you should know our mind is as a radio. Our mind is a television. Our mind, I'm proving it today. Now our session with the whatever I gave you background of the 6 relationships and type of bhakti and devotees. Now, whom to deal with what? So, Actually, no, I'm sorry. Mind. Mind means you are in a room. Listen carefully how the problems come. You are in a room. Somebody, like, somebody invited you to a party. Maybe devotee party, all are devotees only. So you went there, and in that room there are 10 people. There are 10 people. Out of 10 people, 6 people. So you left the slippers, you're stepping into the room. But the 6 people, they thought, they didn't speak anything. They saw you from distance. They thought, Abba, he is here again. She is here also. They thought like that. So 6 people thought like that. You're here again. 2 people, they don't know you, neutral. And 2, the hosts, wife and husband, oh, they came. I mean, you came. Do you know, these 2 signals from the hosts, they will touch you positively. Neutral signals, they don't know you, they're positive anyway. But 6 signals, oh, they're here. They will touch you without your knowledge. You will step back for 1 minute. And you feel the environment heavy. You don't know why. You can't go inside. I want one person to speak. Did anyone? Did you have any experience? You don't know why, but you find it difficult. That is one other side. You went to a devotee party, 10 devotees. Out of 10 devotees, 8 people. Oh, they came, Haribol. Yeah, we are waiting. And you just left the slippers and shoes. Your joy. 2 people, they don't know you, so they're neutral. How many of you have the experience? Please unmute and say yes and no.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mind is an antenna. Thank you, Prabhu. Mind is an antenna. So before we have a problem with somebody, when people are so driven nowadays, even when they come to path of bhakti, it's difficult. Kali. Kali means kalaha and damba. Alone we are hypocritical, together we quarrelsome. And before we have a problem with somebody, I'm honest, you should be, listen carefully. We don't like something in them. The way they walk, the way they eat, the way whatever their one habit, you don't like. And you should know, you should know, this will, if you interact with them regularly, it'll weaken you like anything actually. In a family, wife and husband, so sometimes we quarrel. No, I'm sorry. Sometimes they quarrel. The next day. Anyway, then everybody slept. Next day, everybody got up and went to office. The next morning, when you come from offices, you meet in the home. When you see the other person, you don't remember all the affection, warmth, and love that you've been exchanging. You will remember what that other person said yesterday night. Wow. It is true with the preachers, it is true with the devotees. When somebody disagrees you, that's why it's called, I said, my way or highway, separatist. You're listening? You know? So then you look at them. When you look at them, first of all, you cannot look into their eyes. Hare Krishna. When you look at them, what they will do? When you look at them, they will do like this. We are living in the same room, Hare Krishna. But there are iron curtains. Iron curtains of Maya. Metal energy. So believe me, minds talk. You're always like this only. That signal will go and touch that person. You know, so disgusting. I mean, that person, this will come. It's like arrows. Mind only, nobody's talking anything. You know, I have been serving you for long. What is it you have done to me? You are so always you are expecting only. You don't do anything. Believe me, this is the conversation is going on. TV, like what is it? Text messages without cell phone. Remove. We need to stop it. We need to stop it. The signals are coming and touching, but for that our sadhana should be very good. You should go and tell, and if you have to fill your lungs air and say, you took prasad, Prabhu, how are you? That person, his mind is emitting, he's here, his or her mind is emitting all this negativity. When suddenly you throw a positivity, a bucket of positive attitude. You took prasad, how is your health nowadays? How is sadhana? How are your children doing? So, wow. Difficult, they cannot digest it. But we need to have strength. Should I continue? Interesting. Otherwise, I'll change it.
Yes, Prabhuji, please, Prabhu.
Continue, Prabhu.
I mean, how many of you agree whatever I'm speaking is, is reasonable?
I agree, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. Second thing is language. Language. 54% is our bodily. 54% is our, our bodily gestures. 38% is our the way we say. 54% our bodily, our gestures. 38% how we say. Only 8% is the actual words. Hare Krishna. Imagine somebody comes and says, I love you. You don't believe it. You believe it? No. Actually, where the problem comes, I'll tell you. When you say, oh yes, Prabhu, you are so wonderful. When you say, you are also so wonderful. You're amazing. You're amazing. Change it. Your voice. Who did this? See, can you see the sharpness in the voice? The immediate other person. Wow. All this, whatever studies we have done, whatever sadhana we have done, we forget. Immediately we return. We revert back. Who are you to talk? Prabhu, you didn't come for Sunday feast yesterday. You're asking me, you also didn't come last Sunday feast. Then what? It's gone. That's why Vaishnava etiquette is very important in relationships. Respect. Actually, it is there. Topic is there. We'll discuss. 54% is language. Our body, our body, body, our gestures. 38% is how we speak. The sharpness of the voice. 8% is the language. Anudvega, Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter. Anudvega karam vakyam. Satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chayva vanmayam tapamuchyate. Our speech should be, it's austerity of speech. It is a tapasya. Training of the tongue. What is the training of the speech? Anudvega. Our words should not be agitating others. Satyam, speak truth. Priyam, hitam. Swadhyaya abhyasanam. Swadhyaya, scriptural study. Abhyasa, practice. So speak sweetly. Convey the truth. Very, sometimes truth is difficult for the other, because of other parties' mood and ignorance, passion. But we need to be trained to present it in a very nice way. The language matters a lot. Words have the power to heal. Words have the power to hurt. One time, this devotee from India, doctor, he did a seminar. Tongue is mightier than sword. Wow. It's not easy. Of course, it's not easy. Yesterday, you remember I told the story of basmati rice and that award. As far as I know, it's management, again, the temple president and management, they always look for somebody who will come and support the temple. Support. They find because it's not easy. They're very grateful. So when I go to temple, I should think like this. I should not give trouble to, trouble to the temple authorities. So they're trying their best. Let me contribute positively, not negatively. So when we are seeing something, when we are not liking other person, that is not his problem. It is our problem. Because by thinking negatively, we are actually spoiling ourselves, our day, our time. But of course, if you're an authority, you can very humbly present it to them to rectify them. Because bhakti means training. But the problem is sometimes people are not willing to listen. That's where the problem comes. And emotional bank account, if this works for families, this works for devotees, it works for everyone. Should I share with you? When you do something that other party does not like, everyone has a bank account with other person, whether it's parents or spouse. When you do something that other person does not like, the emotional balance, it goes down. It goes down sometimes to zero and negatives. But the next day, what happens? This glass will fall down. Immediately, that person in the home, why the glass falls? You make all this nonsense so much. Problem is not glass falling down and making noise. Problem is yesterday something happened. So you have not topped it. You have not done something positive to fill the emotional bank account. In America, marriages are like in love marriages. Means what? During the courtship, time is 12 o'clock midnight. Tomorrow college, when will it become morning? And I can't wait to see you. 3 years after marriage, I don't want to see you. What happened? Earlier, I can't wait to see you. Now I don't want to see you. That time, emotional bank account was full 100%. Today, it is depleted. It's totally zero. And sometimes more emotional. So we need to regularly top it up. We need to regularly top it up. I want to share something with you. Anuttama Prabhu, I used to, I don't know how many of you attended Festival of Inspiration in Vrindavan. I used to do the prasadam serve out. I did that for years before I had visa problem and left the country. So one year I was doing it. Anuttama Prabhu came. I mean, today I explained Bhakti, right? I am that Tamo and Rajo guys of Bhakti, So he came, and I always have a feeling I'm doing the best job. So he came. It's a lot of work actually. You have to transfer huge prasad and a huge amount of prasad, bring it here and organize and give it to them. You all know very well any temple events, which plays the vital role? Prasad, obvious, right? So I was thinking, because I've been doing for years, I'm pretty confident. And he came to me and said, who is doing prasadam sarvat? I said, me, Prabhu. Oh, you're doing a great job, bro. Wonderful, amazing. I said, oh, thank you. But, instead of 2 lines, it's better if there are 3, 4 lines. I said, oh. And, there is a correction. I'm thinking I'm doing a great job. But what he did, first he inflated my, so-called, I can say ego. So, you're doing a great, is this wonderful? Great, you're doing a nice job. Past 2 days I'm watching. But, and then I said, oh, great. Then he punctured that by, I think if there's one more, one more line or 2 more lines, devotees don't need to wait for that much long. Oh, yes, precious. I agree. So I learned actually that day. I don't know whether I learned or not, but at least this is an experience I still remember. Recently, I told him actually. So, bank account. When, I'm sure you all know, try this with your family members or other devotees. Prabhu, I'm very grateful to you. Thank you very much. I don't have any qualification, but you are amazingly wonderful. You supported, and thank you. I'm very grateful. And fold your hands. I'm honest with you, the devotee will be so happy. Call your parents today and say, Mom, Dad, I'm very grateful to you. I never thought I gave so much trouble to you, but now I'm thinking I will out of trouble. I'm very grateful. They will cry also. And devotees, they forgive. Actually, it's very easy to please. And the planet are these devotees. So we are going to discuss the Paniyati festival, the lessons, because it's next week. And the Vaishnava etiquette that was followed in Paniyati, we'll definitely discuss either today or tomorrow. But Vaishnava etiquette is there. Entire Chaitanya Charitamrita is what? Chaitanya Charitamrita is all about devotees coming together, doing chanting, kirtan, eating prasad, loving relationships, nothing else. But they are giving that process to attain the love of God because they already attained love of God. Such a book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. So we need to make sure we are actually filling the, we are topping up the emotional bank balance with whom we deal with. It is true with the spouse, it is true with the children. For children, it is true with the parents. Regularly. One time I asked Mataji. Oh, when is the last time you told thank you to your husband? They're married for 14 years. She said, I don't remember the recent past. I told thanks. I asked Prabhuji, when is the last time you told? I tell every day. That is another extreme, plastic. A genuine, sincere appreciation, a convey of thank you, appreciation. It tops up the emotional bank account. It tops up the emotional bank account. We need to top it up. This is a principle, so make sure our mind doesn't emit negative signals. Life is a choice. We don't find anybody a personification of good qualities like Lord Ramchandra or personification of bad qualities like Ramana. Devotees may have 80 to 90% good qualities, but if our karma is not good, the 10% here interacts. And because of the bad karma we have. But the problem with devotees, there is aparadha. Non-devotees, there is no aparadha. Vaishnava aparadha is big. It will ruin the bhakti. Yesterday I was showing this strength, opportunities, weakness, and threats. My last point for good relationships is familiarity. There is nothing wrong in learning more about the devotee, but in that process, we should not bank on the negative qualities of the devotee. One day, one student told me, when I see some person with all the good qualities, I become very insecure. I need to find some bad quality. How can you have all the good qualities? Also bad quality. That is wrong. Fly and honeybee. Honeybee, a lot, fly is living here and down, right? All this rose garden were filled with unlimited roses, varieties of roses. Fly would come, ignore all the beautiful roses. Fly would ignore all the tiny honey in that roses and would land on the stool outside of the rose garden. Feasting on the stool, ignoring all the honey in the roses. That is fly. And honeybee. Next to the rose garden, we also have a lotus pond. Not very clean sometimes. Lotus grows in the mud, filthy mud. Honeybee ignores all the filth, ignores all the mud. It will land on the honey and take that piece of it takes the tiny honey. Choice is ours. We want to become honeybees or we want to become like flies. Fortunate person behaves like a honeybee. Unfortunate person, fly. So it's our choice. We want to bank on the bad qualities. We want to bank on the negative qualities of others, or we want to bank on the positive qualities of others. We cannot change them by our thinking in our mind. But we can make our day better, better or worse based on our determination of these things. Whether we want to become like honeybee or fly. Familiarity. Definitely we should familiarize with the devotees and learn more about their good qualities. And if they have a little bit one or two, that doesn't matter. What matters is they are also in the process, trying sincerely. Initiated Chinese 16 rounds following 4 regulative principles sincerely. They want to attain self-realization. They want to go back to Godhead. Great. Interesting. So these are subtle things. These are very, very important. These are very, very important. Then, I mean, honestly speaking, um, the subtle, we have to address here. When somebody is exhibiting negativity, we need to exhibit positivity. That's why, I realized this, we started a 32 round club. We started, we should focus on quality, not quantity. Quality is important. We don't want 10 stars. We want one moon. Entire population in India, one person was not like Srila Prabhupada. What revolution he brought in this world, right? So let us address this subtle, these four things. But familiarity, we should not develop that type of familiarity, Like, as Hare Krishna devotees, we develop familiarity with the deities, with the devotees, with the prasad, where we can make progress. We familiarize with everything. First, actually, Satsuru Maharaj says, any progress devotee makes in the first year because he doesn't know anything. Then he sees deities, wow, Krishna. Then he sees devotees, amazing. Prasad is nectar. Holy name is amazing. Over a period of time, because of our problem, familiarity with these things. Actually, I wrote an article one time on BTG. We familiarize where we have to make, where we are deemed to make progress because of the familiarity. We digress. Tomorrow you approach a devotee, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Vaishnava etiquette, offer obeisances, vancha kalpatarabhya kripasindu bhiva patitanam pavanam Vaishnava namo namah. When you approach Prasad, wow, this is remnants. Krishna has removed his flute and honored. How fortunate I am to get this Prasad. Temple, Prabhupada said, not different from Vrindavan. I know devotees would offer at the entrance, in the parking lot, obeisances to the temple. Wow. Devotees, amazing. They're trying in this metal world. How many people are following? These devotees are wonderful. Offer obeisances to the devotees. Do service to the devotees. The temple president, how wonderful she is. Trying the best to do something. Our management, our senior devotees, amazing. Myself, I'm very fallen, but let me try. This, if everyone has his nature, if anybody comes new, they'll feel it. Right? So let us not develop familiarity with Prasad, develop familiarity with devotees, familiarity with, negative way I'm talking. We should be familiarized with, we should have familiarity in a positive way. But we should not develop familiarity. So first year, first day, but the person who introduces you to Krishna, amazing. Few years later, he has this quality. You cannot change him, you will fall down. Or your progress will be checked. Hare Krishna. The devotee is trying his best, right? Prasad, offer sincere praises. My Lord, I'm so fallen. I get Prasad. Lord Shiva is looking for, Nardman is looking for, Brahma is looking for. I'm getting it. How fortunate I am. Some Prabhupada mercy has created Vrindavan in Chicago, in Naperville. So I don't need to go to Vrindavan, India. I have to go to temple just to see Vrindavan, spiritual world. You will make progress if you have this nature. Today, and factors that will enhance the good relationships, Vaishnava etiquette. And I have a story to tell you. Ramchandra Kaviraj. One time, Srinivasacharya actually sat in a deep, he was chanting Hare Krishna mantra. You all know Hare Krishna mantra, very, what is that? Narayana Upanishad explains. Krute dhyayata Vishnum Tretayam Vishdo Makedvabro Parcharyam Talathat Kalau Tadhari Kirtanat. So Bhagavatam says, even the Kaliga's version of faults, Kalau Doshanide Rajanasya Kanmahan Goda Kirtanat Eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Rajas. By chanting the holy name, you'll go back to Godhead. Lord Chaitanya says, chant Hare Krishna mantra. You will attain the, you will, it'll, with the humble mood, you'll attain the perfection of life in this life, not after death. That is Lord Chaitanya's mercy, promise, and instruction. Chant Hare Krishna. With humility, you'll attain the perfection of life in this lifetime. So, when we chant the holy name, what happens? To cut the story short, now Srinivas Acharya, he started chanting. He started chanting, and what happened? Pure devotee, of course. So you'll connect, he was so absorbed. It happens to everyone, eventually, based on our sadhana and our advancement. Srinivas Acharya entered, because holy name is not different from Krishna. Nama Rupa Guna Leela, name will reveal the form will reveal the qualities will reveal the Leela's pastimes. Srinivas Acharya, he was seeing, and he entered into the past. The morning he started. Afternoon, lunchtime, he didn't get up. He was in deep absorption, chanting the holy name. But he entered samadhi. Samyak adiyate yasmin samadhi, absorption. Evening over, he didn't get up. A night over, 1 day over, 2 days over. What, he left the world or what? He left the body, but he is in deep meditation. He's in deep meditation. Devotees are worried. Devotees are very worried. Who can bring him? Did he leave the world? Is he alive? So who can wake the Guruma? Who can wake him up from this deep samadhi? Only one person, his disciple Ramchandra Kaviraj. So in that song, right? Ramachandra Sangamage Narutamadas. Narutamadas and Ramchandra are good friends. Ramchandra Kaviraj is disciple of Srinivas Acharya. So what happened? But this is not like today, you just text him or call very far. It takes time to inform and bring him here. As they were thinking, it's already a few days now, 2-3 days now. Srinivas Acharya is totally absorbed. Then what happened? As they were thinking like that, Ramchandra Kaviraj himself came. Wow. Every devotee said, thank you, we are thinking of you. There's a problem. What happened? Devotees explained the problem. Guru Maharaj, entered into the samadhi, he was chanting and then entered into the deep samadhi. You see the bead bag in his hands. But he is not coming out of samadhi. Ramchandra Kaviraj said, don't worry, I'll find out. And he sat next to him. And he started chanting. And he entered the samadhi. He entered the samadhi. 1 day over. Srinivas Acharya did not get up and Ramchandra Kaviraj did not get up. Wow. Devotees were worried. What happened to Ramchandra Kaviraj? It's 1 day now, 1 day over now. What happened? That is the power of Hare Krishna mantra. And they're of course at Nitya Siddha devotees. In Gola Vrindavan, spiritual world, Radharani went to take bath, and she bathed in the kund, the lake, the spiritual world, like Golok Vrindavan. And when she came out, she realized her ankle bells fell down. She has all the sakis. So she told her sakis, Lalita and Vishaka Saki, all the Ashta sakis, I lost my ankle bells. I need them. So Lalita Saki, Vishaka, then they immediately told their manjaris, or their manjaris, Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, Long Manjari, Rati Manjari, Sanatana Goswami. So all these manjaris. So they told the manjaris told the upamanjaris. So by this time, Shed Goswamis, they went back to Godhead, So, and Rupa and Sanatana Goswami told their manjaris, and then, they told the Rupa manjaris. So in that, what is his name? Gopal Bhatta Goswami is also manjari. He was also searching. And what happened that day when Srinivasacharya was chanting, when he connected, he was taking part in that pastime. So, Gopal Bhatta Goswami's disciple is Srinivasacharya. So he told him, oh, you came, come and search. So he started searching there, the ankle bells of Radharani. That's why he was in Samadhi, because they're not able to find. But Ramchandra Kaviraj joined. Ramchandra Kaviraj is a disciple of Srinivasacharya. When he came, chanting, it's possible. That's the power of the holy name. So Ramchandra Kaviraj came in his Manjari form, and Upamanjari form. Then Srinivasacharya in his Manjari form, he told, oh, you came, thank God, come search. They all start searching for the ankle bells of Radha. In their Siddha Deha spiritual form. Finally, who found out? So here 2 days over, Ramchandra Kaviraj also didn't come. They were worried. But there what happened? Finally, Ramchandra Kaviraj in his Manjari form, he found that ankle bell. I have a question for all of you. You, Radharani, Srimati Radharani, is searching for this. Nobody could find, you found it, what you will do? Radharani, you'll give it. He didn't do. Ramchandra Kaviraj, what he did in his spiritual form as Manjari, he gave it to Srinivasacharya. Srinivasacharya gave it to Gopal Bhatta Goswami, his Guru Maharaj, and a Manjari in the spiritual world. Gopal Bhatta Goswami gave it to Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari. Rupa Manjari gave it to Lalita Sakhi. Lalita Sakhi gave it to Radharani. I have a question for all of you. Does Radharani know this or not? She knows the entire story. Parampara, etiquette. Etiquette is important. Can you imagine? Sugriva sent four batches of thousands and thousands and thousands of monkeys in northern direction, southern direction, eastern direction, western direction. In southern direction, who went? Who found Sita? Hanumanji was. They were more powerful than Hanumanji. Jambavan, and Jambavan is the leader for the batch actually. But Hanumanji found it. So they all came back to Chitrakoot. Sorry, not Chitrakoot, I'm sorry. They all came back to where Ramchandra was there, the Malyavan mountain. So of all the monkeys, only you found out. What you will do? We will walk like 4 steps in the air. No. That's the beauty. Drishtva Sita. Sita was seen, that's it. Who? By whom? So doing service is one aspect. Not taking credit is another aspect. If one devotee is there like that in the temple, the temple flourishes. Devotees and Krishna is very glad with him. Krishna is very happy with him. He'll make progress. He'll make others progress. If you take only responsibilities, don't look for rights. The famous Lincoln speech is there in America. Ask not what country can do for you. Ask what you can do to the country. If you change it to our temples, ask not what temple can do for you. Ask what you can do to the temple. Ramchandra Gavaraj could have given directly to Radharani, and he would have enjoyed on the mental level. We do that. We take credit. That is not. We may have mental pleasure, but we are not pleasing Krishna. No. Any question? Today we'll cover Pani, the festival, and there are many more things. I think should I stop question answers here? We'll cover Pani, the festival tomorrow, other factors. Any question or comment? Anyone has any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna Prabhupada.
Prabhu Dandavat.
Prabhuji, in early on you mentioned Vaishnava etiquette, and one should look at either equals or seniors and how we interact with them. So sometimes we may run into situations where our mind is bothered about somebody else's actions, and the mind keeps bothering us. And while we do not have that relationship, we have a tendency to either express that dissatisfaction or try to correct. And it'll end of the day, while we get instant relief, end of the day it spoils our relationship. How to manage that mind bother and just respect the etiquette, Prabhuji?
If I understand correctly, your question, let me paraphrase your question because it's a very technical, very interesting question. Correct me if I'm wrong. You said when somebody does something wrong, you see that and there is no relationship, but you don't correct them. But at the same time, you're very, it bothers you very much. Right? Afterwards, what?
Yes, Prabhuji, it bothers. And sometimes, that threshold crosses and then we correct, and end of the day, it again bothers us, right?
So the answer is, actually, honestly speaking, sometimes I'm also part of this. But at least I go and offer. Sometimes I apologize. So one thing is we need to have a relationship, Prabhu, with them. Our simple thing is go and escalate it to the temple management and tell them to address it. Or if you have a relationship, then you should sit with them and fold your hands. I'm very, very sorry to tell you. We have to be humble. Otherwise, nowadays people don't take it. It's very difficult. What is that? You have to. One has to be. You have to sit with them, glorify them, whatever their good qualities, and say, "Praise Prabhu, or Mataji, whatever." I'm sorry to tell you this. It's not good. The Anutta Prabhu thing I liked. Just glorify 2 times before you correct 1 time. So then you say, but one thing is, then you present this. I'm sorry to tell you, this is what it is. And if you do that way, it is good for the temple. If you have the position, you can do that. If you don't have the position, you should tell the temple to address this issue. That's my answer. And rather than being so much worried about worried at the mind level, do something what is practical and take it out. Two things: either if a relationship gone, humbly offer suggestion to correct them. If not, escalate it to the authorities and tell them to address it. Forget about it. Because every, especially congregation, everyone is working outside. They have to take care of children, they have to take care of work, job, so many, so many things. If you fill our mind with all, say, if our mind is saturated with all these things, it becomes very difficult. The next day morning, chanting, these things will come. So we have to, so immediately escalate it and tell them to address and forget it. If you really want to know what has happened, you can definitely check. It's not a problem. But that should be addressed. One thing recently I realized, there should be systems in the place, in the temple, so this type of things can be averted. That's my experience. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Any other question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is Amrita Kalidasi. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for very nicely explaining this Vaishnava etiquette and particularly the familiarity aspect. Prabhu, I just would like to request you if you have any practical tips to offer. Particularly, I see this tendency to become familiarized, and especially when I see something which is not kind of a ideal character or value in the devotees who I have close association or closely serving with, the regard or the respect kind of goes down. And I definitely see that, as you're mentioning, in the next day's chanting, when those feelings come. So if you could offer any practical tips in those moments to not fall into that familiarity zone.
One answer, Amma. It's coming tomorrow. It's there. The screen itself is what is that? Respect. Respect is a very good medicine for familiarity. Respect is a good medicine for familiarity. At home, at home, parents, office, temple, it is impossible to avoid familiarity actually, unless you're a very, very advanced devotee. Because we are most of the time on the mental level. Mental level means that's how the karma acts. So the solution for familiarity, the medicine for familiarity is respect. We need to be conscious about this. Then only we will be able to survive. Otherwise, we just anything they do, you're like this only. That's how we judge actually. So when we judge, we are also judged. Then we pay price for it. Especially if they're devout, of course, non-devotees you have to deal in one way, devotees you have to deal in another way. Because devotees, aparad comes into picture. And I heard if you offend devotees or non-devotees, we get reaction for sure. But with devotees, it is more. So I have seen my experience. Before we cross the threshold, before we cross the lines, it is because of the familiarity, because of our judgment. It may not be right because we are in three modes anyway. Understanding? So have respect. There is spiritual, So sometimes somebody is visibly wrong. Yes. Forgive. How many times? Jesus, in Bible they say 7 times. Jesus said 7 into 749. I mean, honestly speaking, we don't have that much patience. It will come tomorrow. will come tomorrow, but so. But one thing is cultivate respect. Bring their good qualities in the front lines. That becomes easy. You understanding?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. It's very helpful.
Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I feel the respect, the aspect of respect. This one you told about the others, other devotees, etc. How about husband and wife and children? If a children born in America, of course they are born in devotees families, but sometimes still outside environment they don't have that culture of Indian culture. So it's difficult task sometimes to deal with. So I'm thinking about how between husband wife also it's an issue because familiarity is there and we keep talking so many things. Even for children, it's very difficult sometimes. I observe myself. So how do we teach them? Because if I say come and sit and they're not, no, don't give me lecture. That's what they say.
I mean, two things, Prabhuji. I'm sorry to laugh because why I laughed is whatever I say, I'm only theoretical, Prabhu. You people, you are doing practical. So mine is only theory.
I am dealing with one family, but you would have dealt with many families, so you know.
I agree. That's a point, no doubt. It's difficult. Definitely, it is difficult. Patience, actually. Patience works. So many places, more than enthusiasm, utsaha, nishchaya, dhairya, no doubt. Utsaha, enthusiasm, I know, nishchaya, determination, more than this two, patience. Kali Yuga, patience, actually. So if you are talking, when coming back to the question, first thing, wife and husband, they should come to sattva. One time, Rampa Swami was giving class, and he said, it's an investment to bring children from Raja to Sattva. It's an investment. He made he told this a couple of years ago, and it really touched my heart. He said it's an investment. So bring your children to the programs. Make them sit and listen to the class, interact. But it's like the purification is to start from day one. Then what happens? The children, especially children in America, Maharaj said it's an investment to bring them from, it takes time, no doubt, to bring them from Raja to Sattva. When parents are not cautious about this, Maharaj said the trouble they give when they become big on the Raja platform, first thing is you have to spend more time, more money, more resources. But if you compare that with this investment is nothing, he said. I really purchased it. I always use this. So I have, doctors, they don't know these three modes. We have an idea, America is what is the name, this Prabhu, Yogeshwar Prabhu says, a very heavily industrialized nation. And he says in that Prabhupada movie, practically everyone is Rajanta. So yes, it's spouse and children, no doubt. So what we have to do? We have to emphasize on chanting the holy name. To the extent, Prabhuji, let me tell you, chromosome theory, you're intelligent. So husband is intelligent, spouse is intelligent, wife, mother is intelligent. I have no doubt the children will be anyway intelligent because of the chromosome theory, especially with Indians in America. But what is needed? Even if it is a golden plate, it needs support of the wall. So give them spiritual culture. Make them devotees. Because one day they'll be in the dorms. They have to make decisions on their own. That day this investment will work. It is not like don't give. It's very easy to say to the parents, don't give lecture. I used to stay in dorms. Actually, no, I used to preach in different universities. I know I don't want to waste my time speaking here. You know, Prabhupada calls this animal, this civilization, soul killing civilization. Universities are telling, make money, make money. Economic development is the goal of life. But dollar is 70 rupees. So Indian, we are 70 times happier than Indians in India. Our Bangladeshi and Dhaka is 150, whatever. And we are 150 times happier than Bangladeshis. So value education is important. Prabhupada said cage polishing civilization. So yes, it's a chaos right now in the material world. So we need to invest time on children. Same thing with families. To the extent we are serious and sincere on giving spiritual values to the children, trust me, that will definitely help them in their material education also. That's what Radhikaraman Prabhu, Saruda Mataji did to Radhikaraman Prabhu and Gopal Prabhu. They have created records. They're wonderful people. So if we are not part of the solution, we'll become part of the problem. But honestly speaking, unfortunately, maybe because of the karma, we should not use these words, but parents don't realize sometimes. Sad. So that's why, of course, every temple has a Sunday school and there is an investment. But every mantra chanted is an eternal credit. Prasad taken is eternal credit, especially parents. If they pray for the children. When you asked me the question about children, I didn't ask you whether your children you're talking about or that somebody else's children. If it is somebody else's children, we cannot address first. Our children, your children you can address. But somebody else's children, you need to really sit with parents and counsel them as a very senior devotee of the temple. Sit with them and Prabhu, this is, we need to explain to them the repercussions, what's going to happen actually. It's very important. That's what I want to say. And correct me if you have a better answer, I'll tell you, we have children. They're 16 rounds. 5th grade, 6th grade, 16 rounds. So children, they don't know anything. What our parents, it takes a village to grow a child. But my point, yes, everyone in the village contributes for the growth of the child, but parents have 50% role. But 6th grade, 7th grade, the rounds will go down because they also, you have to understand them also. They are Hare Krishnas, but school nobody is Hare Krishna. They are vegetarians, nobody is vegetarian. What a trauma they go through. But somehow they because their childhood have given it up, it has gone into them. But the 8 hours in a day, Monday to Friday, they're in the school. They're very crucial time of the day, a week they're in the school. We don't know what they're telling, what they're trained in the school. So they also go through trouble actually. Home is east, school is west. But anyway, my point to you, so then patience is needed. What is that? Children, they go the 8th grade, 9th grade, 2 rounds. They won't come to Sunday school. What do you have to do? Train them in music. When they start singing and 200 people are following, they find it so nice. We are not chanted 16 rounds day one. So anyway, my point is, but then whatever they like it. So parents, let us do arti. So if they like these things, singing, doing artis, whatever little bit, that will help them. So teenage is difficult for everyone. We also gave trouble to our parents during our teenage years. We have to accept that. So overall patience, tolerance, and enthusiasm to take them forward. That works. That's what I can tell you. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, Prabhu, thank you so much. It helps.
Any other question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Huh?
Please accept humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You put nicely together the how to develop the good relationships. So I have a question regarding the mind. Maybe if you can elaborate a little bit more. So there are two situations. I mean, how not to act when when I should, why should, how I should not act on that mind platform and dealing with devotees, and also if I realize something, I'm in this situation and I'm the recipient. If I feel that I'm in the recipient, what I should do.
So your question is probably there was a break in between, so I lost a little bit. Your question is on the mental level. What is it?
See, on the mind, on the mental level, there are two things. I mean, how I should not, what I should do, not act in that mental platform. And I mean, if I'm thinking that, okay, the example that you gave, if I'm going to some devotees association or somewhere, right? Maybe 10 people are thinking, okay, oh, this person came again. So if I'm the recipient, it may be devotees or non-devotees, what should I do? Right. So,
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you. I have understood the question. So two things, Prabhuji. One place you're a recipient, another place you're the what is that? You're in the position to think about somebody. So that's what you said.
contribute.
Yeah. So my point is this: when you are the recipient, you should have a positive attitude. Positive attitude means, Prabhuji, nobody can harm us more than our mind and senses. Do you know this? No one can harm us more than our mind and senses. 99% of our problems are because of this mind and senses. That's it. It is mind. 99%. Major of the problems. And they originated mind. And triggered the mind will trigger the mind through senses. So I told you how mind works as an antenna, as a radio to start the problem. I said before it becomes a gross level, before it manifests at gross level, how it starts at subtle level, I told. So, but coming to you, first thing is, what are the wrong things I have that are very repelling to others? You know, so if you're a recipient, look for, I don't know whether you have some guide or counselors, some senior devotee go and say, Prabhuji, how can I make my life better? You can ask. And that is one point. Second point is be positive. Be positive. You see, be very respectful. Be respectful. Prabhuji, if you're sincere, you get protection from Krishna actually. Whatever somebody decides about you is not what you are. You are what you are. So let us not live. Let us follow the path of bhakti. Of course, time to time we need to do introspection. Yesterday I was showing, and take guidance from senior devotees to how we can make our lives better. If you're genuine, Krishna will definitely arrange. Then the next point is when you see somebody. I already told spirit. So how many people are chanting 16 rounds in Nepal? The population may be huge, but not more than 250 devotees, right? Not more than definitely, 200 devotees. So what is the percentage? So that person is also trying, is struggling. So by you thinking about them negatively will not make them positive, right? You're understanding?
Yes.
So my point to you, gratitude and respect. Believe me, that will help them better than the judgment. No? Does it answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Any other question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it today. So we will continue with this tomorrow. I hope I'm not disappointing anybody. You know, tomorrow we'll join 12 o'clock your time and 1 o'clock my time. If I've spoken anything wrong, do excuse me as your humble servant, but very grateful for your patient audience. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dandavat.
Thank you very much.
Krishna, thank you.